right now, we're going to head right out to Athens to talk more about this one. We're joined now by Ann O'Neill. Ann, thank you so much for giving us a few minutes of your time before this game tips off. If there was a matchup that you were most looking forward to on the floor tonight, who would it be?
Well, I loved what Coach Neighbors talked about is the inside matchup. Both Woolfolk and Beers are coming off of one of their best games of the season. They both shot over 80% in their last games, and they are going to bring the physicality. And what I saw in shoot-arounds, they are definitely keying in to posting in the paint.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that three ball fly. I mean, you love watching shooters, right? So
that's right.
Let's talk about shoot around. What was the energy like for both of these teams, and did they get a lot of shots up?
Well, they did. They actually had a lot of similarities, and I'll start with the very first one that stood out to me is that both coaches mixed it up inside, in the paint, and in the middle of the scouting report. They were putting up arm bars. They were showing you how to get off of screens. I was like, man, they already got their workout in for the day, so we'll see how they pace on the sidelines. But I think that's exactly the importance to this game is the attention to details, and both teams were very focused on the defense. Other things were the paint touches. Both coaches mentioned to Sam and I about the ball has got to get into the paint. Again, that's Woolfolk and Beers, and driving down the lane. And another key is going to be taking care of the basketball, as in the losses for both teams, the turnovers have been high. So this is going to be a possession-to-possession game, and you knew it was big time when the coaches mixed it up inside.
Keep us at shoot around if you would. It's mid-February. How long are they going? Some coaches, it looks like a practice. Some coaches looks like they're just not even trying to break a sweat. Talk to us about what you were there. Give us a little insight before tip-off.
Oklahoma was a little bit less active. They were more strategic, walking through some of the baseline out-of-bounds plays, the offenses, sideline out-of-bounds, and they were talking a lot. One of the things that we both noticed is that Coach Baranchak talks in a very low voice, but that means all those freshmen and underclassmen were all eyes on her listening to the scouting report. On the other hand, Georgia, they went about almost 90 minutes or so. They came out and shot a lot. They were very talkative on defense, and they went through every single play, especially of how they were going to guard Chavez off the ball screen and also Beers on the inside of the post. So it was a little bit of mix-up, but both had good vibes on him.
I know I talked about the three-point shot, but I want to talk a little bit about rebounding, because Oklahoma is a really good rebounding team, and Georgia, that's not really their strength. So where do you think that's going to play? How do you think that's going to play out today in this game?
Well, what I see for the Lady Bulldogs is that the number one thing they're going to want to do is control tempo. That's actually what helped them win the game against Vanderbilt. They controlled the tempo. They used a lot of the shot clock, and defensively, they were so disruptive on Blake's coming off of those ball screens. I see that they might do that again against Chavez. And for rebounding, defensive rebounds are going to be key, but the offensive rebounds, I see that only one or two, maybe Verse or Woolfolk, are going to go, and then everyone's getting back in defensive transition and matching up. They do not want Oklahoma to get the defensive rebound and get transition threes, and that also counts when they score a bucket. They got to get back, because you know Oklahoma's going to push it up the sideline.
Two intense programs going head-to-head tonight, and we so appreciate you setting the table for this great matchup. Coming up next right here on the SEC Network, and we'll see you in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks so much for having me, guys.
Going to be so much fun coming up at 6:30 Eastern Time. Let's